My name is Henry R. Stebbins Jr. Under the guidance of Nicholas Checker, I wrote the film script 1675, A Prelude to Bloody Brook. It's a story about 3 tribal sachems discussing their options to go to war. It's an adaptation from my book, The Dead, 1704, available on Amazon.com. Thank you, and enjoy the presentation.
King Philip's War was the bloodiest war per capita in America's history. It took place in 1675 and 1676. Of a total population of 80,000, where almost 9,000 were killed, 2/3 were Indians. The war was initiated by Metacomet, called King Philip by the colonists for his superior English-like attitude. He was Massasoit's son, the very same Indian who had helped our Plymouth Pilgrims survive their first winter here. This declared Prince of the Pokanokets responded to an Englishman's allowing cattle to trample an Indian's garden. This native's family needed that food. It led to a tribal member slaughtering the cattle, compelling the farmer to slay the Indian. Thus, the mounting tension between natives and colonists had finally erupted into warfare.
O Gitche Manitou, spirit in all living things, it is I, Mutawamp, your warrior sachem. I seek help in deciding if we should take up the tomahawk. As Metacomet himself thanked me for the Brookfield raid. The son of Matunis himself was executed for a murder he did not commit. My heart burns with revenge against these English. In 1675, the governor of Massachusetts, John Leverett, heard of this unrest among our younger braves. He sent a captain to smoke the pipe with them. But with his armed force of horsemen, this captain violated our Nipmuc territory. He spoke with fork-tongued venom. That is how a friend pursues peace? So, with our braves, I slew this deceitful captain and his treacherous men.
So why are these English always pushing us into a fight? They no longer treat us as brothers.
It was only then I joined in the larger Brookfield raid. One might say that I have already taken up the hatchet with this warning to the English.
It is a shaky peace we have with these English. During the peace, wheat grower John Pynchon made land deals. We agreed. We even kept our right to hunt and gather food on these lands. Peace seemed assured between us and the Puritans.
Hear me, Great Spirit, I have things that weigh heavily on my mind. I had a second request from Metacomet, who the English call King Philip. The king sent his war chief Anawan here to tell us he insists that the Nipmucs join this rebellion.
My Wampanoags and other tribes are facing famine, and these English treat us like slaves. They use us to raise wheat for their people. They eat while our people starve. 50 years of peace we had with them until now.
Was it not Massasoit, Metacomet's own father, who helped the Pilgrims survive their first winter here?
It is so. But these English now treat my Algonquin people as inferiors.
And what say you, Sangamacho?
Are we all then agreed we do have complaints against the English? After the Pequot War, an English Mohegan Pact proved bad for my Pocumtucks. The English Captain John Mason, who slaughtered many Pequots, came upriver and collected a large wampum fine from my Pocumtucks. All for being on the wrong side.
The Puritans believe their God gave them the right to settle our lands. They consider us the devil's people and treat us as such. And it was made worse by their building and settling of so many towns. Our own people have fallen to diseases brought here by these European invaders. Some of these English even use pox-stained blankets to kill us off. Should we go to war before we are too weak?
What say you, Muddawump?
Did we not rely upon the beaver pelts and wampum for our trade with the English and the Dutch? And now we have destroyed our brother creature, the beaver. All this for greedy trade with a white man for his English metal goods. Now we no longer have any means for trading. Our wampum no longer holds the same value as before. This makes us into beggars.
But now the English beat the drums of war. 3 troops of soldiers were sent here after the Brookfield raid.
2 nearby tribes are already at war with the English because English tried taking their hunting muskets from them. We attacked Northfield, killing settlers. This forced the English to abandon their town.
But we learned of the English plan to move their harvest to Hadley. So they brought in the harsh Captain Lathrop to Pocumtuck. And now we cannot even share in the wheat that we helped the English harvest. My people will starve.
But if we capture that harvest, it would deny food to the English.
I agree. We must do this to survive.
I urge caution. Not long ago, my Pocumtucks found themselves at war with the Mohawks. It nearly destroyed my tribe and the loss of our lands. War is much like a canoe trapped inside treacherous waters.
What my brother Sachem said is true. We no longer have a choice.
Ambush will give us the advantage we need. We will do this as the English move their harvest from Pocumtuck to Hadley.
Before we go the way of the beaver, we will drive them into the sea.
And let them go the way of the beaver.
A year later, Muttawamp and Matunas were caught by the English and executed in Boston. Their people were sold into slavery to toil in the Caribbean. The remnants of the Nipmuc and Pokanoket tribes were scattered amongst other clans. It became a crime to even claim you were a Pokanoket.